Am I recording now? Is that recording now? Yes, it's recording now. And I am talking and I am making noise. So why is it not switching just to me?
And look, when I talk and I make noise, I don't think it's moving over there either.
No, but I can manually switch. This is me. It's supposed to manually switch. This is Andrew.
It's got the little logo in the corner down here.
Yeah. Let's see if.
That's very fancy, man.
Yeah, except it doesn't really play well with phones.
Oh.
I don't know. But this is the. Yeah. And we can even do our intro, although we can't hear it, and it just plays on infinite loop. But there we are, the Daily Bob for our banter part.
Sure,
So
makes sense.
let's have some beer.
Okay.
You pour that one, and I'll have to stop it when, because I don't know when it ends, because I can't hear it. Ba ba ba. Pretty soon. I'm gonna have to stoop.
Don't pour, is that what you're saying?
Don't pour it. I gotta turn it off here, I think, at some point. I don't know. There should be a way to transition this. Because it's gonna roll over and do the same thing again. Okay.
Is it still making sound in the background of your thing?
Yeah, we just can't hear it.
Right, but is it making sound now that you switched off of it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. And then there's another slot. So like when we watch things on the TV,
Yeah.
I'll run a cable under the carpet. And then when we're watching things on the TV, we can actually dedicate one of the cameras to it. So I can say, look at this, and we'll roll the clip.
So this should help a lot with editing time.
I would hope. If it switches, but this is fine for this short thing. We released the Grand Canyon with Carrie.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of
It's
long.
up? Yeah.
I took the liberty of getting rid of some of the interstitials when you're walking around, so
Yeah.
that cuts like 2 minutes out. But I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna let him know it's up because when I asked his name, he's like, "Oh, when's it gonna go?"
It's up. So, but you had a conversation at. I assumed that he was in Williams, but no, he was in Kingman.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. With all the staff walking through, because that used to be the old Rickety Cricket, and then you went to Rickety Cricket and talked to
Danny.
Mm-hmm. And that will be coming up. That was like a 10 minute, 15 minutes, and then you had a couple conversations with Jason at College Street.
Uh-huh.
That was afterwards or before?
Before.
Okay. Well,
His was first.
they might be out of order. Who knows?
Doesn't matter.
Well, I'm just trying to reconstruct your trip.
Oh yeah.
So, so that's out, and
Oh, I better send him a link, right?
yeah, you could just Google it.
Carrie. No, I don't think he can. That's okay.
Well, his last name does not appear in the internet very often. So
No, I looked it up too.
anyway, so I'm going to get on a plane tomorrow at 4 a.m, fly to Montgomery, watch the Montgomery kimchi play, which I'm hoping is not their last kimchi game. It seems like it might be, because I don't see any new sponsors. I don't see any new merch, but the company that makes the kimchi in Montgomery, they are doing a contest to win a signed jersey. So maybe I don't know, but it's not looking like going to be a well-attended game. It's going to be pretty warm. It's an evening game, but it could rain. They've had a rain out this week already, so they're actually going to have a doubleheader on one of these days.
Oh.
So it's kind of why I didn't go. I could have been on a plane right now, spent all the Friday, yeah, but I'm not really sure. So that's going on.
Are you doing? Oh, you are staying over on Saturday to Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's no way to get out. At some point, if you can't do the get in, get out, you might as well just spend another half day.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. See the things that are to be seen.
Right. Then I think we've got some Flagstaff time. maybe, I don't know. So we can discuss offline. And then Asheville is coming up for the
Homebrew conference.
homebrew conference. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just of topical note, there is some concern about the hobby. The attendance, the participation is lower, and there's a sort of a drop off at a certain age. And as we discussed, when things do come back, it's going to be because people want to do things at home. We're in a mode where people do definitely want to save money, but this is not something you can save money on.
This
right
is not
now
really a save money kind of hobby.
because of the shipping costs for the ingredients. Because the barrier to entry, by the way, is lower because there is so much equipment out there.
Just like making a professional brewery. I mean, if you go to Ash,
Yeah,
you can get anything you want for almost nothing.
you could get a system that I have that took me thousands of dollars. You could get it for about $100. I'm gonna
Maybe.
say.
I mean, probably less. They want it out. It's just
Right.
like so many things. I just want it out of my house.
So in any case, I mean, the people who make beer, people like you and I, we can figure it out. We can,
The barrier to entry is zero. If you have a spaghetti pot and a spoon, you can make
right.
beer.
No, I'm talking about the raw ingredients at this point.
Yeah.
Because we know people, or we'll take the shipping hit once in a while, and we'll plan out our batches. But when things were starting, it's like the homebrew stores were everywhere, and anyway, there is some concern about, and this is the feelings I had when I was the president. There were questions. People wanted to do group buys, and I'm like, well,
Right.
we don't want to put the homebrew stores out of business. And the thing to remember is, even though we were a large club, even though we were, I think, an important club at the time, we were not an everyday face of homebrewing because we only met once a month. We were fortunate enough to have a physical location for most of the time since 2000. I don't know, 9 or 10
Yeah.
on up, and so that we could have more face-to-face participation. We could invite new members. If
Big walk-in cooler.
there's only one homebrew store and they're transitioning to tap room, and I can't speak if that's going to be the thing, but every homebrew store that goes tap room eventually phases that stuff out without fail. And within
Well, I mean,
short
they're a licensed brewery.
yeah,
So they will continue getting ingredients and things. It's a one barrel system.
Right.
Clearly they're not going to be getting a silo or super sacks. So they're going to be getting the stuff in. It seems to me like they'll do it. But example, Mother Earth
right.
in San Diego, they had a homebrew store that eventually disappeared.
Right. Papago did.
I didn't even know about Pop.
It was a Black Canyon did as well. But my point is,
Ballast
for a yeah, it's right, homebrew store.
Ballast Point.
So for a city of 5 million people,
One homebrew store, and it definitely is not their primary business. However, with the closing of the closing of Brew Your Own Brew, What Ails Ya
Right.
being the only one standing.
right, and Brewers Connection a couple years before that,
And it's far.
yeah, and people just don't know about it. Regular
Yeah.
people certainly not. Like it would
Right.
be it's one of those. Yeah, I don't know. It's concerning to the club, and so they're looking at ways to mitigate that. Some of them might be group buys, maybe not. They're trying to reach out to anyone who's a stakeholder in homebrewing. That will be a discussion in Asheville. This is certainly not a unique problem to Phoenix. This is nationwide. But I think what my advice was, not getting into the nuts and bolts, was look, the mission is to promote and protect homebrewing. If this furthers that, then I think you have a duty to run these things down.
Right.
There are complications with how is it resold. Need to make sure that no person benefits by virtue of having a nonprofit club. It's not a business opportunity for somebody.
Right.
If
They
it's
definitely-
through the club,
It has to be promoted as educational.
right. It has to, and it has to work hand in hand with anybody who's a financial business stakeholder in the thing. And I think that's well agreed upon. They had a call with Tucson. They are talking to Heritage Malt.
They had a
They
call
are
with
talking,
Tucson Homebrew Club.
yeah, THC.
Yeah.
Talking THC. So this is a concern, statewide. There is one homebrew store, in Flagstaff. I don't know if they've been looped in, and the Mountaintop Mashers, not yet. But this is something that is going to be worked on during the summer, and I'm very encouraged that they were forward thinking. And the thing that came out of it is, and this was agreed upon by Tucson too, is like, again, we're not the everyday face of homebrewing, and so there has to be an effort to support people with kits, like,
Right.
because and I said, hey, but, like, we're also assuming that people are going to immediately go to all grain, because that seemed to be where the veterans are coming from, right? I'm like, no, man, we gotta
I went back to liquid extract.
yeah.
Just what I did.
And again, this is not for the people who are doing hundreds of gallons, or at least dozens of gallons a year. It's not for the people who are in competitions who want to make a Bohemian Pilsner.
Right.
and-
They're going to want to get specific.
right. They're going to want to
grains
get
and-
Wireman, and they're going to want to get
I
continental
mean,
hops.
hey, put a Wireman up against
Yeah.
what's the new malting company?
What?
Homestead Malting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Homestead Malting. They're making a German Pilsner style. They've
Yeah.
got their system is super automated.
Right.
They can just bring the grain in, put it in the mash tun, or the whatever it's called. What's it called? The malting vessel. They steep it, and then they send it over to the other thing that is both drying and heating.
Louder ton?
No, I don't know what the name of the thing is.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about at Homestead.
Oh, I haven't. The malting thing.
Yeah,
The malting
the
widget.
tumbler.
I haven't been there in a long time.
Oh my God,
They didn't have
it's-
anything operational when I was there. They didn't even have that name.
Enormous.
They didn't even have that name.
Right. It was
So-
R&D grain and
Yeah.
yeah.
This beer.
Oh yeah. Hey.
This is from Superman Brewing Company in Bayview, in a house next to a gas station I used to go to all the time.
Bayview, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not technically Bayview, but it's Bayview adjacent, I feel. They call this the Bayview Saison. Although I think the can just says Saison. Did you bring the can?
Yes.
Maybe we could have a specific product camera.
Oh, that would be something.
Anyway, enjoy this? Yeah. I do.
Yeah, very good.
I do. This is a very tiny brewery. They brew in the basement, and they have a pothos plant, and I gave them a sticker last time I was there.
Very nice.
I shipped this back for you, but I gifted it to you, and I said we need to drink a can of this.
Great, thank you.
So I
Wonderful.
think you and the Bond will enjoy that.
Yeah, for sure. On Sunday, I brewed 2 batches of Saison.
Nice.
I mean, brewed being mixing the ingredients, and I did some hopping things. And I put tea in both of them. One was a Sleepy Time hibiscus chamomile tea that Nick Reyes, he's been doing tea blends lately, that he gifted me. And then I also have my Tazo lemongrass ginger green tea. That is my favorite that I drink all the time. And so I put that in, and we'll see how they come out.
Nice.
Whole gallon of each.
This is a very, I think it's a very balanced Saison. It's not over the top with that spiciness.
Right.
I would
Pretty mild, easy drinking.
definitely crush this.
This is a great beer to convert wine and cocktail people over with.
Yeah. Look at this. No set decoration here. Got to move that chair out of the way.
Yeah.
What else? There was something else I was going to tell you, but we don't have notes. This was just testing out the equipment and setting up the 2 clips for next week, which is College Street, By the way, they're canning water, and they've got a NA version of. Is that in the discussion or no?
Yeah, it's in the discussion, but that doesn't mean you can't talk about it.
They have an NA version of Big Blue Van.
That's right. They built a.
Are they calling it designated van or something?
I don't know. They built this brew house just to make Big Blue Van.
Yeah. Wow.
Again, completely automated. They have 4 people that work in that brew house that turn out 8,000 barrels a year. This year, probably more.
It's the 8,000 barrels that nobody knows about.
Yeah,
we've talked
exactly.
about it throughout the
Yep.
history of the show. By the way, in a couple of weeks, I think when I'm in Asheville, that will be our 4-year anniversary.
Oh,
so we will be on to season 5.
Oh my gosh!
In June.
It's so great. It's so awesome. Thanks for convincing me to do this. It didn't take a lot of convincing, but
no, you had been on podcasts before.
It does
right?
take time and energy to do so.
Yeah,
it's good.
So that's
but
going
wait,
on.
They got a vacuum distiller.
Who?
At College Street.
Oh, right. Wow.
So
wow.
they make Big Blue Van and they just take the booze out at a relatively low temperature.
Wow.
To not mess it up. And they have a tunnel pasteurizer, which I was channeling my inner Rob, and just inside I was jumping up and down for joy.
That is great news. And that's the way you really have to do it. So congratulations to Jason and the College Street team. This is Rob back in the studio editing the video. Wanted to introduce Jason Helart from College Street Brewing Company. Andrew goes on a little tour. We'll hear from them.
Sweet. That's Jason. Hi. Tell me about where we are, man.
So this is College Street Brewhouse and Pub's new brewery, our new facility. So
when I was here last, your brew house was like 6 years old?
the old brewhouse was 6 years old.
Right.
So that was like 10 years ago. Yeah, eight years ago. Yeah. But so Blue Van took off. It got popular. And its popularity led us to taking the lot that's in the front of the old brew house and building out this 10,000 square foot facility.
When I was here last, it was me and Rob, and this was like a blank dirt lot.
Yep.
You guys had plans. Mm-hmm. You had maybe ordered equipment already?
I had plans.
Yeah.
And I had yet to get John to agree to said plans.
Okay, sure.
So, but over the course of that 2 years, I convinced him it was a good idea. So we built out. It took us 2 years to get it finished because it's Havasu, you know, much like the Caribbean, you're on Havasu time when you get out here to the west coast of Arizona. So it took us 2 years to get all the work done. But yeah, it's a fully automated 60-barrel system from Specific Mechanical up in Canada. 6 fermenters.
120s?
120s, yeah. 6 120 fermenters. 2 are from China because we already had them on order.
Sure.
And then 2 bright tanks, a 10-head Wild Goose can filler, pasteurization tunnel.
Oh,
conveyance,
nice.
Yeah, full conveyance, a caser that does 4 packs all the way to 12 packs, and a Pactic applicator does 6 packs all the way to 8 packs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
A tunnel pasteurizer is not something you see in many breweries in Arizona.
Right? Well, so we got this bad boy because now we have a vacuum distillation machine and we make non-alcoholic beer.
Oh, sweet.
So we're doing non-alcoholic versions of various beers at the same time.
Yeah.
And
thank you so much for getting a pasteurizer.
Right? That's what we got that for. And then we're going to start canning water locally, custom designed cans for marketing and whatnot for local businesses here in Havasu. And we're also going to start making soda waters, hard seltzers, and probably at some point some kind of fitness drink, sport fitness drink. So we'll be kind of a beverage company, hopefully.
What is your non-alcoholic prop? Do you have a dealkalizer? Do you use special yeast? What?
So we have a vacuum distillation machine to remove the alcohol. The benefit of this bad boy is we pump regular beer into it, and we get non-alcoholic beer and a hard seltzer out of it. So we get 2 products out of it.
Sure. Cool.
So now we're starting. We have a hard seltzer that's been pretty popular already, our Blood Orange, that we can, but now we're going to start canning a bunch of different ones because we have basically a base available full time. Because we hit the market with the non-alcoholic Blue Van, which is moving now in Phoenix, so it's on the shelves in Fry's. and they're going to start pulling it. So if they start doing it, we'll be making a lot of non-alcoholic. Then we'll have plenty of seltzer left up.
And so the only non-alcoholic brand you make is the Blue Van.
Right now, Blue Van. We've run tests on our IPA. We do our stout. We did them all in-house, but because we have to can it in order to pasteurize it and safely serve it to people, that's the only one we have available right now in cans. Yeah. We've had people ask for it on draft, but it's just not safe to give them non-alcoholic beer on draft because the line cleaning that happens in the States isn't quite up to par with keeping a non-alcoholic beer on draft all the time.
I agree.
Yeah. At least something that'd be nice if they change it. But yeah, you want to go
Well, you know,
it really all it would take
even
is
line cleaning, it depends on how much volume you move, right?
yeah.
Like if you have a keg that's sitting there for 6 weeks, it doesn't really matter if the line's that clean.
Yeah.
Obviously it does, but like it's still going to be a problem.
And if you clean the line on a non-alcoholic line once or twice and do a really good job and go on tap, the biggest problem you're going to have is the loss. So if you're running 120 feet of line from your cooler to your tap, every time you clean that line, you're dumping 64 ounces of beer, you know? And if you're paying premium for it, that's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But
so what is this magic?
Fully automated. So you could brew from your bathroom. Like I can log into all this from my telephone, get it fired up, circulate all the water, get the mash in started. I can start and fire up the mill from home. So the mill can run from there. Get it mashed in, get it transferred back and forth. The only thing you really can't do from offsite is keep track of your Vorloff and your transfer and your run over to see how clear it is and whatnot. But
I remember you had a super dope mill over at the other brew house.
yeah,
Same mill?
Uses the same one. Yeah, the only thing we didn't expand, this whole building is completely self-sufficient from that minus that mill. That's the only thing. So we got a pipe bridge that connects the two, and right now we run stainless steel pipe between the two so we can transfer beer back and forth if we want to. And aside from that, the only thing it runs through is our chain disc. So we mill over there, grist case over here, masher in. But yeah, it's nice. All the brewers are like coming from next door. Next door is semi-automated, so it still has, you know, some integration and pneumatic, but this one's fully automated. So
I mean, we did Brother Dewey's.
yeah, long time ago.
That was 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, no more. 12.
Oh yeah, from before. Yeah, it would have been when Colby was still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys were playing banjo.
Yep.
That was good times.
Yeah, it was fun. We don't do much of that anymore. I still got all the instruments up in the office, but
Okay.
now I have an office.
Well, look, you have a elevated office control center.
Cameras,
It's
I
like
can
the
look.
tower.
I know, right? Basically sit up there and just look down on everybody.
Well, that is sweet. So how many brewers do you have now?
2 full-time shift brewers.
Mm-hmm.
One that's in training and wants to learn, but she mainly works on the packaging side,
Mhm.
and she's crossing over, and then myself. So, and then there's 4 on the packaging team, and I got 1 on the cellaring that does all the cellaring for the place.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I'm pretty well
That's-
staffed.
I mean, that's still pretty lean for the amount of beer you make.
Yeah.
That's pretty dang lean.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of automation in place,
Uh-huh.
and then because I've been here since the beginning, back when it was Colby and everybody, I had the opportunity to really like reach out to a bunch of other breweries on larger scale, and I put systems in place like right away. So there's a lot of standards and systems in place right away, so it makes it pretty simple and easy to run.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it works. The only thing we really deal with now is the building next door was cobbled together across a bunch of different businesses that used to be in it, and they gutted it and built a brewery into it. This place was purpose built, so this place runs great. That place is broken all the time. So, but it's always something, plumbing, electrical, you know, anybody that's been in breweries
And it's
long
been
enough
around
knows
a
that.
while.
Yeah.
Like,
That one's been since 2011.
yeah, so that's the new brew house, but it was even before that when you had the old brew house in there.
Well, this one was finished 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Uh-huh.
The one over there, we opened in 2011, if I remember correctly, because I started working the year and a half after they opened over there.
Nice. Nice.
You want video of the old one? We can walk back and you can look at all the old and busted.
Sure, let's do it. So tell me about this brewery.
So this is the original one. This is a 30 barrel,
Uh-huh.
4 vessel. And over here we've got 7 60 barrel fermenters, 2 60 barrel brights, and a 30 barrel bright tank.
Yeah.
And then another 4-head Evo Wild Goose canning line with depalletizer.
And your smallest batch size is
we can get away with 20, but because we only have 60 barrel fermenters, it's kind of a waste of time. So we brew a minimum of 30 every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the experimental side, it's kind of a bummer because we got to be pretty confident that it's going to be good and sell before we brew it. So we don't do a whole lot of innovation, at least recently. But
so what percentage of your beer, you did over 7,000 barrels last year.
Mm-hmm.
So what percentage of your beer is made in this brewery versus that brewery?
So last year it was probably 60-40 this side to that side. This year it's going to be, 70-30 on what goes on over here. Over here we brew over there is basically just brews Blue Van. It's a Blue Van factory. So, and like
that's what you told me when I was here last time. You're like, this is just for BBB.
That's all it was for that, because over here we were brewing 5 times a week, twice a day, or 5 days a week, twice a day, just to brew Blue Van. That's pretty much all we were doing. We could barely fit in house beers.
Right.
But now we brew all our house beers over here on this side, and we brew things like creamsicle stuff we don't move through as much. We brew it on this side.
And what do you move like in distribution? So is it 90%?
92% of everything we make moves through distribution. Roughly 77 to 79% of that goes to Maricopa County.
Okay.
Yeah, and runs through Chrysler.
And it's all BBV.
BBV, sour, the V Beauregard sour, and creamsicleicious. And now we're moving non-alcoholic Blue Van. How do we kettle sour?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kettle sour with a nice smooth pitch of lactobacillus that we've been growing here in house for since Colby was here. So the last 8 years, we grew it in house, and now we just maintain it ourselves in the cooler.
Nice.
It used to take about 17 hours to fully sour it and get it super tart. Now it takes more like 23. So, bye, Lace. So now it takes more like 23, but yeah.
Okay.
This is all the old stuff.
Sweet.
But
let me see that mill.
Oh yeah.
Because that mill is
we had a beast of an RMS.
Real nice baby.
Yeah. And now we cleaned up and rearranged the mill when we put all the new equipment into it. So now there's more space, and it's all kind of set up and replumbed. Sweet. It used to be plastic, and it was about 2 inch.
Oh.
So now we've upped it to 4 inch. It's full aluminum.
Oh, great.
And then we've got 2 silos out front. So we've upgraded. Instead of just having one pale 2-row silo, we have a white wheat silo also. So now I got white wheat and pale 2-row all in bulk.
Hooray.
Yeah, I know. And we're burning through it. So the hope is this year there's been some recovery. I know
the market.
Everybody's excited because, AB InBev's profits went up 0.8% or whatever. So they're all like, oh, the beer market's coming back. I don't know if 0.8% is enough to really say that, but.
Don't call it a comeback when we've been here all along.
Yeah, the whole time. So, yeah, it's been, we didn't take a big hit last year. Too big anyway, at least not as big as a lot of the people, a lot of other people took. So hopefully, there's some recovery this year, and then diversifying the stuff we offer will help out. But
so you can get this beer over to that packaging line.
Yeah, we can transfer anything from here. We've got these 2 pipes that run through the wall right here. Where are they at? Yeah, we've got it piped in right here. So we can connect to these at any time, and these run all the way over next door. Yep. All the way through the pipe bridge.
I always think there's going to be like big giant pipes everywhere. But
right.
You guys actually like put things away.
Well, and there's been considerable thought put into engineering the building next door for sure. And then this one, by the time lawn was done here, it was already cobbled together because it was so many different businesses when they did it. So when it came time to engineer and mess with it, I like that engineering part of it. So it's like, how can we make this look as clean and intentional as possible?
Yeah.
So I know that initially I was gun shy about piping across the building just because it's so hot out here. But if we do transfer from beer to here, it runs from fermenter to bright tank, so we can cool it back down and recarbonate it if we have to, even though we naturally carbonate for the most part out here, but we can get it across. But I talked to the guys at Avery in Colorado because they used to run, like they had a strip mall section, and they had, I think, 4 places in that strip mall, but none of them were next to each other. So they would run from brewery to packaging. They had to go up over other businesses, so they put all over the place. Yeah. Before they built their own facility. So yeah. But we're getting ready to convert this line. We're going to make this convertible to sleek cans. So we start doing sleek cans
for
at the
those
same
seltzers.
Time. Yeah. Seltzers, soda waters, whatever else we choose to do. But yeah.
Nice.
We're going to do a big push to get aluminum cans of water in every small business here in town. So they're doing that instead of bottled water. We got a bunch of food trucks on board. They want to do aluminum canned water. So the goal is we can get rid of all the stupid plastic people just keep throwing in the lake.
Yeah, for sure.
They do a
All
lot
right.
of that.
Well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sweet. No problem. Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, and as we mentioned on the podcast earlier, I'm a little bit out of order. Originally, Andrew went to visit Danny Gutierrez after he had left Grand Canyon and Kingman. And so here's Danny, who serves as the brewer and the general manager at Rickety Cricket.
Yep, those are the happy brewing
Matt,
noises.
when do you get in tomorrow?
8 a.m. Supposedly, yeah.
All right.
So, this is our lager that's been in here for about 3 weeks now. This is the Get Your Kicks. Ooh,
Cool.
Looks like it is done. And then this one, man, nothing's rolling today, huh? I think everything's ready to go to diacetyl.
Hooray!
Great.
So, what's diacetyl?
Diacetyl. It's an off flavor that happens naturally in pretty much all fermentation. The best way to get rid of it is just to raise the temperature. So what we do is we'll ferment for about 7 days, and then I'll put it in diacetyl rest for another 4 days, and then it cold crashes for another 2 days.
So when you
3.
say diacetyl rest, what does that mean?
Raising the temperature. So let's take us over to our controller. This right here is our glycol controller. You can't really see it, but pretty much I can set it to whatever temperature I want easily enough. So let's go ahead and let's set the easy peasy into a diacetyl rest at 74 degrees. And then this thing is going to heat up over the course of the next day or so. It'll sit at that temperature for, again, like 4 days. And then we'll come back and we'll do what's called a crash or a cold kill. Pretty much you're making the yeast go dormant again by dropping it in temperature. That way there's no more fermentation activity. Pretty simple stuff. It's all really
pretty
fancy.
simple if you have
Right.
all of this.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's really nice. It's really easy because it's all just on a computer screen. I can just type all my silly numbers in and make the magic happen.
And if you don't have all of that,
Then it's
you
it's
just
a world
wait
of
a
hurt.
long time.
It's a world of hurt. Yes.
So you have your fermentation,
Yeah.
and then you decide it's time for the de-rest,
Mhm.
and you just wait.
Just wait. A whole lot of waiting. Brewing is 90% hurry up and wait. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny when people say like, "Oh, let's come in and do a collab brew,"
Yeah.
and you're like, okay."
Yeah.
Like you will have 30 minutes of something to do and like 6
Yeah.
hours of
Yeah. Here you can throw the hops in. Yeah. That's about
So
it.
fancy.
So.
Oh my God, I recognize that fermenter.
Oh yeah, that's our JV.
Yeah, so
I got 2 of them. I love
at
these
Uncle
things.
Bear's, we had the rock bottom system, and it was all JV Northwest, and we had 6, maybe 8 of these.
Nice.
Yeah, those tall, skinny mofos. There's a lot of pressure going on down there.
Oh yeah, I love these. I love them because they have the sight glass on the side of it, which you can pretty much put into any of these tanks. But these came pre-installed with the fancy measuring bar right here.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So
Damn.
I like it because when you fill it up, you actually get a lot more surface area to touch the cold walls. So it's kind of like a reverse lagering tank, and it's supposed to be horizontal. So I'll put a lot of my loggers into this one and try to get as much surface area hitting that cold wall as possible.
Yeah.
And it's great. It does a great job.
Oh.
It also doesn't have those extremely annoying bars at the bottom of it to where you're not fighting with your transfer rig, you know?
I mean, mine did, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're way older. Are these new?
They're up there actually pretty old. I want to say they're at least 10 years old.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't know exactly. They came from the old system that is at Grand Canyon now. So we held on to these 2 tanks. It's pretty much everything else is new. Yeah, all these are Abe's.
Yep.
Yeah. And then these are Pacific systems. I think these also came from the old system, but I don't know.
I know.
I don't know. Who knows?
cares? Who
I
knows?
came
Who cares?
to this location like 3 months after they opened this site. So Mark from Mud Shark was the brewer over here for a little while. But he was very familiar with Grand Canyon systems. So
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So let's go over to the bright cellar.
Sweet. Look at that purple. Hello, baby.
Yeah. Here it is. Our Twin Monkeys canning line. This is the real bane of my existence right here. As will every other brewer will confirm that their canning line hates them. It's like a personal vendetta.
And is it specifically that brand or just generally?
Just generally.
Absolutely
Just
true.
generally.
We had a
Every
Twin Monkey Animus.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, it was great. When it messed up big. But we'd call and they would just like FaceTime us
Yeah.
and be like, oh, that
Yeah.
thing right there,
Yeah.
fix it.
Yeah, I've had to
And
call these guys out a few
now they merged.
times.
So it might not be the same.
Yeah, I haven't had to call them in a while. A lot of it is just troubleshooting, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of patch jobs on this thing.
Yeah,
It's
always.
running pretty smooth now, but now that I said something, it's probably going to mess up tomorrow.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. My bad.
I run this thing probably 2 to 3 times a week. We do short runs. It's like 50 cases, which a case is 24 cans. So whatever the math is on that.
A lot.
A lot of cans. I can push out just about a case a minute. So 24 cans a minute on this thing. I've got a 3-head filler. That's these guys right here. Let me just walk through the process, actually. So I got to hand load them here. This is our feeder. This thing vibrates really loud and obnoxiously, but it'll help those cans slide down. It doesn't help at all. I have to physically help the cans go through. This thing is our rinser here, so it'll flip the cans over, rinse them,
Oh my God.
come back down, yeah. And then it'll slide over again. This is our oxygen purger, so it fills the can with CO2 before going to the fill that then fills it with beer. The controller here lets me control the fill volumes and such. I get to do like by the millimeter. Get that perfect amount of beer in there. We do have targets, our really fancy target sheet right here. Minimums that I got to meet. It may or may not be the circle of the keg collars. So yeah, we got cans here. It'll grab a lid for the can. It'll snag a lid, bam, go through here. There's a little lift, and if you've ever seen like what are they called? Little can steamer thingy.
Oh, October.
Yeah. What are they? I'm just drawing a blank right now. Anyways, it'll seal it. So these lids are literally just a little crimp seal around the edge right there. You can't really tell, but it'll sit onto the can and seal itself up by crimping it down with these two. They spin really, really fast, so don't get your finger in there.
Also, replace those things.
Yes.
Because they do wear out.
Yes.
And the replacements come from Vegas, so that's convenient.
That is nice. And then it goes, there's a rejector here. So there's a little scale right there. It'll push out any low fills, which a low fill is just a can that didn't get filled up all the way. It'll push it out into this little channel here. But if it's good, it'll go through what I call the car wash. So it's got a little bit of water to rinse the beer off and a little bit of air to dry the can off. We also have a built-in labeler, which isn't technically part of the same system, but we did tie it into the system as best as possible. Pretty much this conveyor belt will grab the can, it'll hit a sensor here, it'll grab the label, and it'll spin the label onto itself. Then I got my second guy standing here. We call him the can catcher. So he's taking a case, he's grabbing the can, putting it in the case. He'll fill up the case. He'll grab his pack tex, put the little 6-pack thingies on there. Bam, bam, bam.
And then he uses his hands to push them down.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That is
we got
so
that manpower.
fun.
Yeah. Oh man, I've worked at a couple places where I had to like hand sticker the dates on them too. Thankfully, we got a date coder now, which is really nice. But then he'll take the case of full cans and set it on a pallet, and then we'll wrap the pallet and we'll send it off to distribution, or we'll use it here in house and drink a lot of the low fills. That's the best part of canning days, low fills.
Oh,
Yeah,
he ain't wrong.
yeah. I didn't get a chance, but these are our Bright tanks, and Bright is B-R-I-T-E, Bright, and that just stands for finished beer, basically. Bright beer, clean beer. So right now I got the bearded bagpipe, which is what we're drinking, actually. This is not the same batch, don't worry.
Don't worry.
Not yet. It's not quite done yet.
Wait.
JV. More JV. I love this thing. Except for the manway. I hate the manway.
And we say manway meaning never go in there.
Never go in there.
Never
Exactly.
go in
Never.
there.
Don't stick your head in there. It's very dangerous. CO2 will kill you pretty quickly. I've got a couple of horror stories for another time. But yeah, so bright tanks. We have what's called a carb stone in here. And pretty much I can attach a CO2 line right to this little doohickey here and feed the CO2 directly into the beer. And the carb stone is pretty much a metal piece that has all these tiny little holes in it that'll softly push the CO2 into the beer rather than forcing it on top of it, trying to pressurize it and build it like that. Super easy, really, really efficient process.
Because surface area and temperature and pressure are how you carbonate beer.
Yes. There's been a couple of mistakes where my assistant brewer was trying to carb a beer for like 3 days and he couldn't figure out why it wasn't carbonating. And I was on vacation. I finally get back and first thing I asked him was, did you turn the glycol on? Did you turn the cold on? And he did not. So he sat here, probably wasted a ton of CO2 trying to carbonate this thing.
With like 70-degree beer.
Exactly, yeah, and it was just never gonna happen. He kept getting readings all over the place, and it was like getting worse, and then, yeah.
Look, man, we all go through those pain steps.
Yep.
All of us.
Yep.
Hey, tell me about this.
Kingmalot. This is our Kingmalot event that we hosted.
I don't know how
this year.
cameras work, so it's very difficult for me.
It's okay. It is a Renaissance Faire beer fest that we hosted up in the Wallapai Mountains this year. It was the inaugural year for it. It was a great success somehow. For a first year event, we ended up being profitable, which is really cool.
That's how cameras work.
Yeah.
You put a face and a
Yeah.
thing.
So, yeah, Renaissance Faire and Beer Fest. So if you like beer and you're a little bit of a nerd, come check us out next
And
year.
we've already announced next year.
Yes, it's coming out. It'll be May 16th to the 18th. It's a 2-day event, and it's going to be a ton of fun. We're hoping to make it bigger and better next year, and we're going to be actually working directly with the county, so we'll be able to pretty much do whatever we want.
Yeah.
You know, legally.
I mean, once they saw your first event,
Yeah.
they said, oh, this is legit.
Yeah.
And these guys know what they're doing.
Exactly.
And they're not assholes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's camping, there was food, there was costumes, people selling a bunch of cool stuff. There was, we had armored combat there, and yes, you were allowed to go fight your friends, which was a lot of fun. We had, I think there was only 8 breweries there, but it was still a great event. The guys that did show up had a blast. They said they can't wait for next year, and if you guys who do know Andrew here, hit him up, get a hold of the guild, and join us next year because it's going to be even crazier. We hope to see you guys there.
Yeah.
We also have my big mess of labels here, which I think most breweries can attest to, the mess. It kind of just happens. You don't know. One day you wake up and you're like, where'd all these labels come from? Yeah. So I've also got another 30-barrel bright tank, which is pretty sweet. I got my water. Oh, look at this. Big mistake here. Never leave the CO2 plugged into the tank if you're not using it.
Uh-oh. Somebody about to get an ass
That's a
whooping.
write-up. I'm just kidding. Yeah, thank you guys for checking this out.
So this is Rickety Cricket
Rickety Cricket.
Brewing and Dirty Dough?
It was and it wasn't. So we used to be 2 different locations in town. So we had Rickety Cricket Brewing down the street, and then we had Dirty Dough, which was just the pizzeria and the production facility. Well, we sold our building to Grand Canyon Brewing, and they're killing it down there. And we moved everything to just here. So now we're just Rickety Cricket Brewing. There's still a little bit of confusion because our pizza is still called Dirty Dough, but it's just one style of our pizza now. And it is delicious. So if you haven't had it yet, come check it out. It's a deep dish grandma style pizza. One of the best pizzas in Arizona, in my opinion. And not just because I eat it every day.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do a cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for being on Arizona Beer Frontier.
Awesome.
Where
Here in
sometimes
Kingman.
the beer finds you.
Oh, beer finds you. I like it.
And we have another one. It's not a beer podcast. It's a podcast about beer.
There we go.
See?
I like it.
Also,
I like
it's not a podcast about good camera work.
He's working on it. Don't worry.
Bye.
Okay, now we return back to the studio for some final thoughts. I even pulled out my GoPro, which I've had battery issues, but if it's just a little, it's going to be a drone camera. I have the other camera there too, but I was having problems with the autofocus. I know no one who's listening can understand what we're talking about, but I basically have a Rodecaster S, Video S. It has the amazing sound. It's using our wireless mics. It can also use the analog mics that are so good. They're so good at sound. And they have this video switcher. It's supposed to auto switch. It hasn't done that yet. I have to look into that. I thought I said it correctly, but I've got my two cameras, one going, my two phone cameras. One is going through as a USB. There's one USB. There's 4 HDMI. The other camera is going through, one of those
Dongles.
Yeah, from USB to HDMI to go in HDMI. The GoPro is going straight into HDMI. I've been looking at other cameras. I just really didn't want to spend a lot of money right now, and so
You didn't want to spend a lot of money.
It was
You
supposed
already
to.
spent your budget for this month.
You read the specs and like you're supposed to be able to turn your cameras into network cameras. Like you're familiar if you do the wireless webcam with you can do it. It's not too painful, but it's super painful with the Rodecaster because they only accept one kind of signal, and they've abandoned Android and they've only gone with iPhone, and I'm like, yeah, that's not cool, man. So
I guess in the creator sphere, iPhones are definitely more popular.
Right. Again, how they want to get new people into the hobby, because it's not 50-50, by the way.
No.
But the advantage to having the wireless standard is like you could literally have somebody in the next room doing something else, and it would
Playing
feed
bingo.
It could feed into here. No, I mean you could have
They could
somebody
be playing
in
bingo.
you could have somebody in taking B-roll of the brewery, and we could pop the sound down,
Yeah.
and we could talk whatever. It's like it opens up a lot of possibilities. But for my den and for proof of concept and working on this, it's great. Look at that. We got 20 minutes of actual not fucking around time.
Look at all that.
Yeah. I'll take a picture of it.
So
I'll
much.
insert a picture. So we've set the clip up. We've got Asheville.
Real Wild and Woody.
Real Wild and Woody will be the weekend after that. So I have some out of town guests. I'll make an appearance at Real Wild and Woody, but I'll see what I can do for you during the week. I think I'm going to wear a kilt to Real Wild and Woody.
Nice. I need to get a kilt, but I don't need to get an actual Scotland kilt. I had a black kilt, but I am larger than the kilt. The kilt was already small.
Well, that's what they actually they fit it around your ass, really. they do a lot of butt measurement.
Yeah,
Because that's where all the friction comes in to hold it up.
it's kind of not comfortable to wear because it's just a little small, but it may be adjustable in some ways. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm pretty crafty I'm pretty handy with a sewing machine too.
Oh.
It's true. Anyways,
I
yeah.
think that's it. I know there's something that's nagging me. I wanted to get it on
Bonnie's
camera.
going to Dallas next weekend. I'm staying home. So I'm going to have like 4 days of my own without her, which will be so weird.
Yeah.
Like whenever that happens, it's because I'm gone.
Right.
And then there's everything going on. So this will be strange. But next Thursday, I'm driving up to Flag. Couple reasons. I need to bring up the tents with my new car. I do not have the size is fine, but it's a new car and it's not just mine. I don't have free range to
Convert it.
mess it up like I did the other one.
Got you.
Because we only have one car now, and she loves it. So like I can't mess it
Yeah.
up
No.
too much.
No.
I do have roof racks on it, so I'm gonna tie the tents to the roof and bring up some other stuff that we need. And
I might be going up next week only because there is some sort of collectibles thing, and I need to maybe take my parents' cache of trading cards that I have that has either no value or a lot of value or some value, and I don't want to go through it, and I might just take it to whatever hotel they're having this conference in Flagstaff and go, there you go, there you go. So I might have some room to do
This
something.
could be for your organization's
Wow,
costs.
it's like they make it look like it's the Antiques Roadshow, but it's not.
Right.
So, I mean, there's a business interest. They want to extract every dollar they can out of me. And I got to decide whether I care about that or not. You know.
Well, I'm doing a walkthrough with our partners at Snowball as well, because when we were there before, they didn't have all their summer stuff. In fact, it was the last day of skiing.
Yeah.
So now they have all their summer stuff laid out, and we have to determine a little more distinctly where we're going to have our booths.
Yeah. Did I finish the thought on the homebrew thing? I think I did. But they are
Kyle
concerned.
Stewart is working on doing a grain store, basically just selling the homestead malting malts, because they don't want to have a retail business selling to home brewers 5 pounds at a time.
Right.
But Kyle is going to buy homestead malt and resell it at slightly over his cost.
Okay.
For the same reason. he
We
just
should get
wants
that
it to be
information
there.
to Ash because
Yeah,
they're
great.
gathering it. The problem is there's a couple of problems. One is hops, but that problem is more easily mitigated because a couple of chest freezers and it's sealed and done. The grains are a problem in that base malts are you need a lot of them, and and they're in 50-pound bags, and most people who brew a lot can deal with that problem. It's the specialty grains and also having to buy in sack quantity.
Right.
So like, you know, an aromatic, a 50-pound bag of aromatic malt is a lifetime supply for a lot of clubs even, you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because you only use that for very specific beers.
Sounds like more chest freezers.
Well, no, you know, the club is rightfully concerned about storing those kinds of food items in bulk because, you know, I mean, it's like any product, grain, rice, they can have weevils as when you receive them, and it can be a problem. And you know, it's a space issue, it's a temperature issue. They don't want to necessarily refrigerate the entire club area just for a bunch of grains that have a long shelf life. So there's that, and we didn't even get into it, but the yeast problem. You know, dry yeasts are great, but a lot of people still like to use wet yeast, and those do not ship most of the year here very well. They ship it on dry ice, but you literally have to probably get triple the amount of dry ice because there's not enough thermal mass in the
Can't
packet.
ship on dry ice. Really? Can they?
They have been, yeah.
I thought they're just using the ice packs, but I thought dry ice. Well, you can't ship it USPS. There you go. You can probably ship it through third party.
But they're starting to talk about maybe yeast banking, and they just had a talk on preserving with glycol some of their yeast. So again, another discussion with some of the major yeast, like, hey, we're concerned, like the yeasts are not going to get to a lot of our brewers, and specifically the new brewer problem, right? Like, again, you know, we were blessed with people buying, you know, Mr. Beer kits and basic kits, and people would get the gist of it and then they move on, you know, ever so slightly sometimes, or just make the full jump. And that's the issue. And again, this is tying very much to the craft beer movement and the future of beer, because there is going to be a gap. But we need to work actively on getting those people involved, those consumers, those people who might be people who want to entertain at home, and that's where it all started for us.
Right.
Entertaining.
Having a Saturday morning, all your buddies come over, you
Right.
hang out in the driveway, drink some beers, make some beer. Totally great.
Yeah, but that's where I wanted to leave it. We have now enough to fill the show. We've got a couple clips. Do you want to?
But wait.
Oh.
Another homebrew item.
Yes.
I recently saw a survey of homebrewers
Right.
and ages.
Uh-huh.
And let's see, I believe it was 96% white.
I saw that graph. There was no
Yeah.
key. There was no key unless you clicked through it. But I'm like, oh yeah, those are all the white guys.
I looked at it and I was like, what? Ooh, wow.
Yeah,
That is shocking.
it is, and this is why I like Ash's approach, because they're talking about total fermentation. They're talking about foods and other things, which would get you into more ethnic things. You just gave me a I love kimchi bag. I wish I had it here to show everybody, but to get more people, a more diverse crowd involved in homebrewing. And that's why I think there's a separation between mead and beer, and there should be some products in between, and maybe that's a little bit of cider. I think mixed fermentation things are more likely to be more receptive to people getting into the hobby. I mean, just if you get some unpasteurized apple juice, just literally leaving the top off it, you'll get some fermentation. Like, there's no reason to expect everyone to heat an item up and then rapidly cool it and then keep it at a fermentation temperature. I think, those new technologies and being more open to other beverages at the hobby level is something, that, we just talked about NA beers and maybe it's the creation of flavors, but it starts with hosting things and being an accommodating host and participation on projects together. And people have those kinds of hobbies with crochet and knitting and
Fiberfest is in Flagstaff this weekend.
oh yeah,
High five.
wool and fiber show.
Wool and fiber show.
But with food, it's like you get to enjoy things, in a way that human beings do.
I would also like to throw out there are single variety apple juices available at Fry's and Walmart.
Yeah,
That is crazy to me.
Yeah,
These are all Honeycrisp apples in this bottle.
yeah. I'm sitting on frozen apple juice that I collected last year from our tree in Flagstaff, and you know what? I think I'm just gonna defrost it, put it in my kimchi sauerkraut pickle pot, and ferment it that way. A small batch. That's, I don't know, a couple quarts, just to see what happens. Keep it simple. No carbonation at this point. Let's just see what that does.
Sure.
I do also have some dregs from a Basque cider that I like, so I could inoculate a smaller batch. I'm gonna get back to the nano brewery, the super Zepto nano brewery, like that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the Pinter is so awesome for not only getting people into the hobby easily in a frictionless way where they have the kits and you can get on a subscription and you can just continue making it. Eventually, everyone will get tired of that and will want to start making their own. That's just how it is.
I'm out of beer.
Okay, I will make myself out of beer soon.
And we should end this, and I will see you next week.
Sounds great.
Cheers.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
You
I don't believe in
cheers
that.
Without. You don't believe in that?
I can even play the exit music while we're.
We can go now too.